29 of the Embody in Our Higher Self Challenge, and I want to touch upon no phones before bed. Now, this might be quite hard for some people to do, but I have noticed a massive change when I stop being on my phone, scrolling on TikTok or scrolling on any social media before I go to bed, at least an hour before bed. Being on our phones and scrolling on social media and looking at videos, anything that is keeping our brain active, is actually then going to stop us from falling asleep well and having a really good night's sleep. When we're embodying our higher selves, we actually need to think about the sleep part of it as well as every other aspect throughout the day. And one thing I've noticed is when I stopped being on my phone so much before I went to bed, I was actually seeing so many differences in how I slept compared to when I was on my phone right before I went to bed. If our brain is too active, we're not actually going to get the sleep that we want. So if we're only stopping on our phones about 10 minutes before we try to go to sleep, our brain has to really calm itself down and shut off, which can be really difficult. So, this will then affect our sleep throughout the night. Actually, making a plan to put the phone down a good hour before we go to bed, and even just watching something calming on TV or reading a book, anything that is going to actually relax us and take us out of the hustle and bustle and the noise and the busyness of being on a screen and watching people's videos, is actually going to really help us with our sleep overall. So, this is your reminder to actually put the phone down a good hour before we go to bed and start to think about how much you actually go on your phone and what you're looking at right before you go to bed, and how can that actually affect your sleep. Start to maybe monitor how you feel when you put the phone down earlier, or how you feel when you don't and you're scrolling right up until you fall asleep. Give this a go and see how you feel after putting the phone down earlier. Maybe doing colouring or reading a book before you go to bed instead of just being scrolling there, because that will just keep your brain active. And I know personally that I don't have a very good sleep if I have been scrolling too close to bedtime.